And ever since I started making content, you know, I've learned a lot, and I've been able to speak on the issues that I have had and the things that I have been through. Yeah, I feel like has helped me, to a certain degree. And every day I'm still learning, every day I'm still trying to become better, And we all, what's going on, Charlotte? We all have to look at who we are as men, right? Because there is a lot of beta males with money. I make videos on a lot of them every day. You have to have leadership qualities. You have to be able to command the attention of the room. Yeah, make sure y'all like the stream. I don't know what y'all doing here if you ain't liking the stream. But you can't just go around calling yourself an alpha. Going to Carl. People are going to basically make that decision for you based off of what they seen from you as somebody who is charismatic, somebody who has accomplishments, who works extremely hard no matter what they're doing, and they can command the attention. Have y'all ever seen somebody who's talking and then groups of people tend to be attracted to them? Like, I've seen dudes literally standing, they'll be talking to a couple people, and next thing you know, there's a group of people surrounding them, listening. But what you notice is that he's the only one talking. That's the true art of a alpha. You can draw people to you based off your words, based off what you're saying, based off of your demeanor. Why do you think comedians are so popular? Comedians have that charisma, because one thing a woman will tell you is that the best way to get their attention is to have charisma. That's the number one thing. There's a lot of ugly dudes out here that got attention. Well, according to y'all can say they're ugly, well, females, whatever. But they have a lot of charisma that women are always going to be drawn to them. That's why they're never single. A lot of the dudes that I knew who could make women laugh, make people laugh in general, who always had charisma, always had a smile on their face, they always had a girlfriend. Always. And I'm not talking about a chick who's not that good looking, or, you know what I'm saying? They've always had, a quality spectrum of women to choose from. They weren't rich. They just had the personality that got them over. I just wish more men understood this. But some men are resigned to just being followers, They're resigned to being yes men and playing second fiddle. What's going on, Tom? So I want a lot of y'all to understand, man. It's a lot of different ways to improve yourself. It's never just one way. You got a lot of females that want to redefine what being an alpha is. Don't let them do that. Don't let them do that. Be confident in who you are. Don't ever believe that being a beta male is the right way to go. It's not. Because when you are a beta male, you basically saying, okay, I can be controlled. And unfortunately, when you have men out here who choose to get into relationships, you know what I'm saying? They tend to get in relationships nowadays with more overbearing women. Because they're comfortable with that. They grew up in a single parent household. And women are more and more comfortable these days dating men who are willing to take second place in relationships. And what you would notice is that they will marry these men, they'll have children with these men, right? But then they'll say they're seeking an alpha, but you've never really been with one. You've been comfortable. You've been comfortable basically dating men who allowed you to be leader of the household, controller of the finances, the disciplinarian of the children. They've always taken their place behind you, And also, when you look at it, what's going on, people? Jada Black here. Make sure you go to carmarshall.com. They are a sponsor of the channel with over 100,000 new and used cars. Online, you can go and find what you like. They'll negotiate it, and you can get you a good deal. You can be an alpha when it comes to your beliefs, more than anything, because one of the things that I think has really helped me over the years is the fact that I know I've screwed up. I know I have made a lot of bad decisions that have been detrimental to me. I know that there have been times where I was very stubborn, didn't want to hear. There was a time where I was a follower. I was, supporter of the DNC and liberalism, basically. Liberalism in this country, basically. I was into that because of the environment I grew up in and because of the family that I had. But when I got older and I was able to do more research and really listen to different perspectives, I was able to understand things a lot better than I did before. Shout out to China Weiss, as much support, Jay. Appreciate that, China. Hit the super chat first. And all of us as men have to have a moment where we want change. We realize that we're not getting anywhere. And we have to understand logic first. Now I understand that, taking a red pill ain't for everybody. Taking the red pill ain't for everybody. We all know this, man. People are going to be who they are. That's why I only speak to a select group of men. I don't speak to males. I speak to men. Now, I have made mistakes. I have. There have been times where I've been strong in my beliefs, and there were times where I begin to, slide back in my beliefs. Like late last year, mentally, I was all over the place. But I had to collect myself, and I had to really just figure out what was going on. And I was able to. Because you're going to have those moments where you start to question certain things. When you start to make questionable behavior. You're not always going to be perfect. I'm not. I'm willing to look at the mistakes that I have made and say, you know what? I want to be better than what I was. So I've made mistakes. I'm willing to admit that. But I have my beliefs as well. And I notice that people tend to disagree with them because they don't understand them. It should be logic. You should want less government. You should want less people trying to tell you how to live your life. You should want for a more structured family and community. Not have everybody just doing all of everything. You want standards, because without standards, what do we have? We have nothing. We're just a bunch of people going around doing things that make everybody worse. And we got to change that, man. I'm not afraid to say I'm not a perfect person. But you will hear people say that they are perfect just so you would think they're supermen. There are no supermen. being accountable for what you do in your behavior in your life, being more logical will get you farther. Putting up a facade and pretending, that's not going to get you very far. That's going to get you exposed. That's going to get you a bunch of fake people around you. You have to be real with yourself and be real with what's going on in the world. What's going on, people? Jay the Black here. Make sure you go to carmarshall.com. They are a sponsor of the channel with over 100,000 new and used cars. Online, you can go and find what you like. They'll negotiate it and you can get you a good deal. Now, for one, I understand that there are going to be, certain males who don't agree with what I say, who don't agree with other content creators say, and that's fine. That's your life, but don't try to tell other men how to live their life, okay? Because it's almost as if you're seeing the world through the lenses of a woman, and nothing about that is alpha, okay? Telling women what they want to hear is not alpha. Shout out to Real Private says, Jay, why are dudes wearing beards to show their masculinity but still simping? I would say that they wear them for style and to look masculine. But there are betas and there are, effeminate men who wear beards. I have seen it, But you usually know who they are. A beard is not going to hide the fact that you're effeminate, It can never really hide. Not from me, And I'm pretty sure not from women. I've seen a dude with a full beard one time. They had like this picture on Instagram a couple years ago. This dude, this big old dude, he had a fitted hat on, a big old beard, and I think he had on a jacket or something, but his lower half, he was wearing some tights, some colored tights and some heels. This is a big old black dude. Well, he was lighter skinned, but it just shows you that you have dudes who are very feminine, but they're going to dress masculine, but they want the world to know they're feminine. So, and some dudes just can't help growing beards. That's just how their facial hair is, that's just how their facial hair is set up, They're going to grow beards regardless. So, now, I'm not one of those people who's gonna walk around talking about I'm alpha and you're not, but I will point it out when need be. But I see guys do that. Come on, man. You really don't need to do that. You making yourself look like a caricature. You're not about the type of person that you are and what you do that's gonna draw people to you. That's all it is. Why do you think in sports people are drawn to certain people, or in comedy and movies people are drawn to certain people? It's because of their personality. They may not know that person personally. They see them as a character and they're drawn to it. I've watched movies and TV shows. I see certain characters and you like that character, your favorite character in a movie or TV show. And then when you see them do an interview, they seem the complete opposite. It's because they were able to present a character that got over with people. Now, I noticed that there are dudes, right? There are dudes who think that they can teach you to be an alpha. Now, I'm not sure if they can or can't. But I will say this, though. If you're not willing to look yourself in the mirror and understand your potential and fix who you are, I don't see that working. Because you have to acknowledge for one that you weren't alpha. And that's very hard for a lot of men to really say, I was a beta male, I was a simp. It's very difficult for them to admit that. So I don't know how much change they're going to be able to make. Now, maybe they make a full change. Who knows? I told y'all, like way before I started making videos, I was way more of a simp. Even though there were times I had red pill, emotions. I was red pill at times. That how I dealt with women. I kept them at a distance. But then there were times where I would get, a bit simpery. It happens, and unless you are willing to say, you know what, man, I was a simp. I need to change. I don't like who I am. That's the only way you're going to do that. What's going on, people? Jada Black here. Make sure you go to carmarshall.com. They are a sponsor of the channel with over 100,000 new and used cars. Online, you can go and find what you like. They'll negotiate it and you can get you a good deal. Also, when you don't have strong men in your life, strong father figures, strong mentors, it's gonna make it to where you're around women. So your perspective in life is gonna be seen through a woman. And I see that a lot. I see the behavior of some of you dudes who be in my comment section, who be in my chats, who have said things about me and made videos about me. I could tell that you were raised by a woman. I can tell that you didn't have any strong men around you. It's all in your voice. You don't have a strong voice. You're very emotional. You're all over the place. But you claim you're an alpha. No, you're not. You're just an emotional male who don't know how to direct his emotions in the right way, as in, working towards building yourself up. You're building yourself down. Don't build yourself down, build yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Now, in 2018, it's much more difficult to be an alpha male because the media is spewing out BS about how men should be more beta. You have women who don't like alpha males. They like, the only type of alpha males that most women these days seem to like is one who is controllable. If they can control you, then they're cool with you. But if they can't control you, then they're gonna feel some type of way about you. I've seen it. I've seen how men, they speak to these females a certain way and these females get in their feelings. But that's how a man should speak to a woman. Why are you getting in your feelings because how he speaks to you? That's how a man speaks to you. But see, these women didn't have a strong alpha male father in their life. So they don't know how a man would speak to a woman. They see if you're direct with them and you're looking them in the eyes, and you're saying, I just want to sleep with you. I don't see us getting into no relationship. I just want to hang out. That's it. I don't want nothing else from you. Or I'm not going to help you raise your kids. I'm never going to marry you. That direct type of conversation really gets some of these females in their feelings. And it gets them in their feelings because they're not used to men not beating around the bush. They're used to men trying to be their friends and end up getting put in the friend zone. Being direct with women actually does work, Even though I'm not the type of person to go chase women like that, if I see something I want, it is what it is. But most of the time, my body language, it draws the eyes of women. When I walk into a room, it draws the eyes of women because I'm not in there searching for, this or that. I'm focused, my head is up high, I'm not, I don't show bad body language, and women read body language. I mean, they look at what you have on, but they read body language as well. They want to. You have to look strong, man. Even when you walk, you have to look strong. You know. Being direct with women these days, they don't like that. So I'm missing third one. I had women literally stare me down for about 5 or 6 seconds, man. You know? I probably could walk up to her and say, yo, let's get together, man. Let's get together and chill. You know? You look good, man. I really, you know. Let me hit it one time. Why not? Why not? Hit it one time. Never have to see each other again. Never have to see each other again. You know, being direct nowadays, it may work for some people, but if you don't have that body language, man, like, they may reject that. But, you know, sometimes if a woman is choosing, like, if you can sense that she choosing, shit, you know, one of those nights when you out and about, shit, you know, you never know. You never know, man. Women just want a man to look them in the eye. I don't even think men look women in the eyes anymore. You know, looking in the eyes of a woman does wonders. You know, walking up to them and looking them in the eyes does wonders. You notice their whole demeanor changes. You know, they're totally, you know, they're totally like tuned into what you're saying. You know. They're totally tuned into what you have to say to them. You ever walk up to a group of girls and they all be quiet and you directly speak to them and they're really tuning into what you're saying? You know? You just got to take risks, man. But that doesn't work all the time because some women don't like you to be direct. You know, especially if there's a dude around or if there's other females around. If they're by themselves, maybe it's a different story, you know? But we can't be afraid to be men. Like, we don't need to be trying to holler at every attractive woman that we see, but at least just be more, you know, just be more of a man, you know. Don't try to be none of these chicks' friends, you know. Don't get yourself caught up like that. Be a man. Trust me. Women will notice. I have always worked extremely hard at making sure that I never, this is right after high school, I never got myself in the friend zone. Because I have been put in the friend zone before. And when you realize that you're going through these methods and that ain't working, that ain't getting you nowhere, it's disheartening. But at the same token, it's a learning experience. And I feel like you got dudes in their 30s and 40s still getting put in the friend zone because they don't understand how to really be true alphas, man. If you want something, ask for it. Not from every female now. That's why you have to be careful and understand, listen, if I'm going to go out there and be, you know, and say what I want to say, I can't be saying it to every female I come across. Because one of them females, especially if she's around a bunch of other females or if there's a dude in the vicinity, she might feel some type of way. But that don't mean that you can't look her in the eyes and be honest with her. You know? Now, again, I'm a young man, you know? There's still some things that I'm trying to learn, you know? There's always going to be things that I'm going to, you know, look to learn, you know what I'm saying? But I just want y'all to understand that you have men out there who are true alphas and you got the men who are the pretenders. They are the pretenders and they want you to believe that they are what they say they are, you know? But if they can't, but let me tell you this is the mark of a true alpha. If your political leanings is the direct opposite of the majority of people, your values are the direct opposite of the popular thought, I would consider you more of an alpha, because you're willing to go out on a limb and alienate people in order to have your beliefs. And a lot of men are not willing to do that. A lot of men are playing it safe. That's why women feel empowered to block you from entering buildings. That's why they feel empowered to get in your face and talk shit to you, because they don't feel any repercussions from what they're doing whatsoever. What's going on, people? JDBlack here. Make sure you go to carmarshall.com. They are a sponsor of the channel with over 100,000 new and used cars. Online, you can go and find what you like. They'll negotiate it and you can get you a good deal.